Hi, welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for watching. I've got Andy Alberth, CEO, National Fantasy Football Convention on the show. He's doing a media blitz. He's coming to us from Beaumont, Texas. All right, Andy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on.
Me too. I'm glad to have you here. I got to look at your website. Look at those all-stars. That's amazing. Let me back up a second, give you a chance to tell us what's going on, what's happening with the Fantasy Football League, and then let me jump into the conversation with some questions. First, you.
Well, it's been something we've been working on for 4 years. It's something that's owned by myself, Tony Romo, Zeke Elliott, and a couple other players and ESPN guys, and it's a way to, bigger in fantasy football, it's a way to interact with players like no other. You can go to a Cowboy game, sit at the 50-yard line, but win or lose, you're not going to meet a player. Here, the players are just walking around. You're going to look over your shoulder, and there's Kareem Hunt, there's Patrick Mahone, Todd Gurley, Zeke Elliott, and they're just there. They're with their fans, their military escort, along with a high school senior player, and doing free autographs, photo ops, and, I mean, you're never going to get access like this to players like you've ever seen. It blows a lot of people's mind when they come out of there.
I'm sure it does. You've got, it says fight versus NFL on your talking points. I want to bring that out.
Yeah, I mean, we had the first 2 years. We were about 3 weeks away from the event, the first year in Las Vegas with over 100 players, and we had a really good roster. And we got some interference from the NFL. They threatened to fine and suspend every single player that came because they thought they found a loophole of it being connected to a casino. It had its own entrance. Kids were allowed, no gaming license. And we've had records of 50 to 100 different events where players have spent there and along in casinos as well in Vegas. It's funny because actually after the season, we had the CES show there with Tony Romo with Under Armour, and they didn't say anything in the same exact building.
That's crazy. The players' take on this, though, the NFFC, what's going on there?
The players are excited. I mean, the players they're just excited as the fans, I feel like. When I went to Jerry Jones's Hall of Fame party, it was about 2 weeks after the convention of our first year of just 50 players. Finally had a year after 2 cancellations. And I couldn't get away. The players wouldn't stop talking about it. And there was even players mad they weren't invited. So it felt good that they thought the same, or they could see the value and how big this can be. And they were just really impressed just the first year.
Bring us up to speed on the NFL Alumni Partnerships.
That one is something I'm very passionate about. I think there's a lot of players out here. I have a lot of friends. There's just no health insurance after you retire, and there's not a lot of other things. There's no 52 paychecks or 26 for the players. There's a lot of things, guaranteed contracts. I just feel like NFL is a little bit more rougher than baseball and basketball, and you're risking. I mean, you look at Ryan Shazier, who had a very bad accident. So it's something we partner with. We're going to try to bring more awareness, get a lot of players to sign up, and fans can sign up for the NFL alumni. So it's only going to help the retired players that are dealing with a lot of medical issues after just beating their body down for so many years.
That's great that you're doing this. Why did you pick Dallas, though? Why is it a perfect place for what you're doing?
I get asked that question, and it's weird because we now have emails from the Dolphins, the Jets, the 49ers, Cowboys of wanting to go there. And the team would talk to a T-Mobile Arena in Vegas to bring it back. But Dallas is the football capital of the world. You have the most expensive franchise in the world. You have me and Romo, we grew up high school stadiums in Wisconsin of 1,000 people, and we were like blown away when we see 1,000 people. And here you have stadiums, high school stadiums that seat 35,000. You have 3 of them now. So it doesn't get bigger than football here. There's some in the milk or water. I think they feed the kids muscle milks in about 3 weeks.
I got it. All right. What about your partners? Who's involved?
So I have Mark Holm is a partner of mine. He runs one of the biggest business Dominica's mortgage conventions for 15 years. He is a perfectionist, and that's kind of one of my mentors. I've learned about just becoming a perfectionist myself and putting that time in. And he's an entrepreneur. He also does about 15 productions a year. So we don't outsource it. We have our own printing lab. We have our own art department, and we have our own production company. So we do it all in houses, which is really good. And he even ventured out and did the movie Steve Jobs with Ashton Kutcher. So that's his movie. And then my other business partner is a retired quarterback, Tony Romo, that used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Kind of very average TV announcer right now.
Okay, a little tongue-in-cheek there. Hey, what did it take to get 200 NFL players to get them there and get them to work with you? You had to do something special.
You got to get creative. Yes, you definitely have to get creative to hit a budget and get those players and still have the big names. But for the thing, it's letting the players know that this is going to be one of their funnest events. They get to walk around with a military escort in uniform and a high school senior football player with a jersey. And they're going to do free autographs and photo ops, but they're going to try the body armor drinks. They're going to try the protein bars. They're going to play on the Top Golf simulators and play putting challenges and mock drafts. It's a good way for them to build their brand in front of the fan base. It's a good way. They're going to get paid to come. They don't get so many opportunities. You're only playing 4 to 10 years. You get those opportunities to make money off the field. You have to kind of capitalize on them as well. And it's a good way to get endorsement deals out of it as well with a lot of these startups that are going to be there.
I'd love it if you can get a couple of those guys on our show. That would just be great fodder for me.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell us again the date and the place for your event.
Well, it's going to be in Fort Worth this year at the Will Rogers. It's July 13th through 15th. It's going to be, our website is gonffc.com, gonffc.com. Same with our social media handlers. And you can kind of see the schedule. It's a really cool schedule where we're going to give away 2 houses to injured vets and 5 to 10 trained dogs as well. So we do a lot with the military, kind of bridging the gap, what I think has happened a little bit on that. And you'll be able to see the schedule, all the players from each team. And I think you're going to be excited. And you'll see a video from last year was just 50 players.
I'm sure we will. All right, any parting words of wisdom for anybody that's watching the show before we close out?
Well, usually I do sports interviews, and this is more of seeing money. I think being kind of an entrepreneur or whatever, a lot of people like to use that term. I think it's one of the most overused terms. And I think you just got to, once you actually have an ownership in a company, that changed my life. That motivated me, knowing that every single day, if I'm not doing it, who's doing it type thing. I used to be able to slide 30 hours and make it look like 50.
Right.
Now I'm actually working 115 hours a week, every single day, 7 days a week. So a lot of people can talk about it and kind of want it, and you just really have to want it and put the hours in and not even tell people about it. Like that, your actions will speak louder than those words, and they'll see it, and people will talk about it where you don't even have to talk about it.
I agree. And you're trying to make 100 hours look like 30. I get it.
I can't do that. My body.
All right, Andy, thanks for bringing your passion. We'll love to see you, and I'll be out there.
Yeah, you definitely come out there, get some media credentials. I think you'll be amazed by what we built.
We will. Thanks.
Thanks a lot for having me.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
guys.
All right, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. We'll talk to you soon.